Hi first graders and families. I want to talk a little bit about the supplies that you're going to need for at school every single day. So I made each child that's coming to school in person has a basket with their name and picture on it. This is their bucket. No one else is going to touch it. Everything inside of it has been sanitized. That's all. I'll have to sanitize yours again after making this video because I borrowed yours as an example. So this is where they're going to keep all their things that kind of stay at school all day because we have tables. We don't have desks for them to put their items in. So some things that they already have in this basket that they don't need to bring from their supply bag each day. They have a little bucket. Everyone has one with their name on it. And it has some math counters and a number line inside of it. So they won't need to bring math tools with them every single day. They also have a 120 chart and a 10-frame mat. So those things can stay at home as well. They'll have another copy at school. If they have a letter tray at home for guided reading, they don't need to bring it back and forth every day. They'll have another one here at school. And then also all of our writing tools will be at school. So their personal word wall, their blends and digraphs chart, their vowel chart, they'll have a second one of those at school as well. I also put a clipboard in here. Each child will have one with their name on it and a dry erase pouch, so they don't need to bring those things to school. And then additionally, one more thing that's in here is a morning work booklet, which is just for each child to work on when they enter school in the morning. And we'll talk about the expectations for that when kids get to school. Now, kids will also have at school, we have these really cool whiteboard letter combo things. So they don't need to bring their whiteboard and their marker with them either because they'll have this at school and this needs to stay at school. And then we also have our book bins. So I've put books that I picked out for each kid in their book bin, and so they won't need to bring any books for Reader's Workshop back and forth with them. The way that the books are going to work is that I'll put books in each child's bin each week. And then as they are done with the book, if they finished it or they don't want to read that one anymore, they'll put it in our book bin done bin. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, so at the end of each group's week cycle, I'm going to take those books and quarantine them. And so then the books will come back the next week. Then somebody else will be able to use them after they've sat for 6 days in between. So on the next 2 slides of this presentation, there's a list of some other supplies that kids will need to have with them every day. It's things like markers and scissors and glue. If you are able and capable to have 2 sets of those items and they can have some that they leave at home and some that they leave at school, that would be great. If you're not able to do that, they can take their supplies back and forth each day if you would like them to. Please just make sure that your child knows or that you send me a note or an email to let me know that those things need to come home at the end of the school day. A pencil box is on the list. So if they have a plastic pencil box like this and they want to put all of their markers and crayons and glue and things like that in it, then when they come to school, they'll have that in their basket and it can just stay there with them and they'll have all of their supplies. Some other things you might want to think, if I can find where I put them, about keeping in their basket. On the list is to have a small hand sanitizer and a mini pocket tissue pack. They could keep these things in their backpack, or they would be great to just have them in their basket when they get to school, and then they'll have them all the time. The school is also giving each child a black cloth face mask. So I'm going to have these for the kids when they come on their first day in person, and then if that's something you want them to keep in their basket as well, then they could have it all of the time. So go ahead and check out what some of those supplies are. There may be some things like headphones that you want them to bring back and forth each day, or things like markers that you feel like they can keep at school. And then just make sure that your child knows which supplies are staying and which supplies are coming home at the end of each day. I'll also keep sending at the end of every school day an email with a list of the supplies needed for the next day. So if they need a particular math worksheet or a piece of writing that they've been working on, that might have to come back and forth between school and home. It's also up to you if you want to keep all of that paper stuff just in their backpack all the time, and then they could always have it wherever they are. It might be a lot to carry though, So those are definitely some decisions and choices that you guys can decide together.